and Mom. My name is Yele. On today's show, it's going to be educative, informative, fun, inspiring, and so much more. So what I need you to do right now is not change the dial, because we'll be right back with more tips and awesomeness on Kids and Mom. And we are back. Today we have a seasoned teacher to talk to us about how you can do better in school. And her name is Joy Chika Olalere. She is a graduate of Educational Management from the Tai Solarin University of Education. She is an accomplished primary school teacher with more than 7 years of teaching experience and outstanding classroom management skills. She is a trainer and award winner with a passion genuinely for helping children of all abilities reach their full potentials. She is a specialist in ensuring open communication with parents and administrators regarding students' growth and well-being. Okay, Joy, you're welcome to Kids and Mom.
Thank you.
How do you feel today?
I feel good. It's good being here.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes, it's good being here.
And I know that you're soon to be mom, so
Yeah.
how is it, preparing to have this new bundle of joy?
It's an exciting thing. Words can't describe how it feels when you know you have something big coming along your way. So I really don't know the exact words to use to describe it, but I know it's an exciting thing.
Fantastic. Now, I know that you're a seasoned teacher. What motivated you to want to learn education, and what inspired you to become a teacher?
Okay, several things, but one of the major things that inspired my interest when it comes to children is children are amazing. When you see them, the innocence that they carry, even when you see them making mistakes, the fact that you just want to cuddle or hold one close to you because of the genuineness of it, that this child needs love, this child needs attention, it's all together. But besides that, majorly, it's a good thing to be one of the people helping kids become better, especially where the generation and the next unfolding generation is concerned.
Fantastic. I like your motivation, because it shows that you have a passion for building the next generation.
Yeah, yes.
So I want to ask, what motivates a child to do well in school?
Several factors.
Okay.
Basically, it begins with the home.
Okay.
Yes, the home. When a child springs out from a particular home where there seems to be a lot of love, there seems to be, as much as you can call it, children are being given all that they want, not materialistic this time around, but I mean in time, or in the factor of time, attention. Those are the things that actually help a child get better at home. Then when a child comes into the entire public now, even in the classroom, a situation whereby children are being given the access to express themselves innocently the way they are. And then if you want to correct, you correct them with the interest of what you really want to see, not just you just saying it or voicing it out the way you want it, but using the right kind of words for children, having the right peers around them also. These are the factors that help a child generally get motivated. Using the right words, helping the child to become all that you want a child to be, with the way you yourself try to bring yourself down to acting like a child. It's a lot easier to influence children when you're acting like them.
Yes.
It's a lot easier to influence children when they know that they have your attention. That way they don't get frustrated or angry or ignored. So several factors are involved in helping a child get motivated.
Okay, so now I know that you're a school teacher. You're still actively involved.
Yes,
in
I am.
teaching. How does the school help the children to become better and to do well in school?
There needs to be a structure in place. There are some schools that you get to that you notice that the whole environment is tensed up.
Okay.
In a situation whereby once the child is being dropped by the parents right from the reception, you notice that everybody's just going like that. Children have their nature of, sometimes they will just, we have different kind of children. We have the extroverted ones, we have the introverted ones. While the extroverted ones are just there trying to be themselves and playing around and the other things. The introverted ones are just on their way going in. But you notice that when the structure of a place is in a school, right from where they are being dropped, you start hearing greetings. Hey, hello, Kike, good to see you, it's good today. But there are some schools that you go to that it's just, they're just walking straight, everybody's just quiet. When they get outside the school, then their real nature comes back. Those structures don't help children. But when they feel relaxed, when they feel calm, when they feel they can relate very well with their parents, their tutors, anybody in school, it's a lot bringing in several factors in them together, and it will also bring out the best of them also. They are free to ask questions, they are free to contribute, they are free to point to factors that you don't even see. That, Mr. Larry, why is that thing over there? It's not supposed to be there. They can only say that because they've noticed that they have been given listening ears.
I like the fact where you're talking about the schools creating the structure and the environment where children can be themselves and be able to express themselves and be able to learn naturally because they are allowed to be themselves. So now let's boil down to a teacher. Now, how can a teacher help? I know that teachers are given a lot of tasks, to oversee a lot of children. But how can they help the child to do better in school?
Okay. Normally, just like every other fields, you have tasks and things that you ought to do. But now it's a unique one being in the education sector because aside from the fact that you have your daily activities, routines of things you want to do, you also have lives to impact. When a teacher has that mindset that, yes, I have lives to impact, it will help. It will help that teacher in being calm, no matter how tensed up or how busy that day seems to be or that day is going to be. So one of the basic things that will help a teacher is consider the fact that you're pouring into lives. Consider the fact that these children are watching you. And just the way we have it at home also. Children they are playing. You can't tell me as a pupil that don't scream and you're screaming at me.
I understand.
Yes, it's a lot.
Because the children will not do what you say. They
yes.
will who you are.
It is a lot easier when they see you doing the right things. Then that way they can follow the patterns of things that you're doing. So even when a child misbehaves, it will be easy to call that child to attention. Call that child that, have you seen me doing this before? No. And then out of their innocence and genuinity, the apologies that comes out of their mouth makes life a lot easier for you. And come to think of it, aside the fact that we have lots of things to do, lesson notes to prepare, lessons to teach, books to mark, the fun of it is seeing a life getting transpired. The fun of it is seeing a life getting transformed. That, okay, this child came into my class 3 months ago and now look at how well he or she has become. That's the joy. So several things that motivate children, and at the same time, different aspects whereby a teacher can influence a child. It has to be a deliberate thing. You consider it deliberately, like, yes, I want this child to be like this in the next 2 months, in the next 3 months, or in the next few weeks. So it's a deliberate thing that we all have to work on.
Okay, so now let's talk about the downsides. Let's talk about the frustrations that teachers go through. As a teacher, I want you to give me, through your own experience, honestly, the frustrations that you've had to endure, in helping a child to become better on all sides. On all sides. Yes.
The basic one is the parents. Sometimes when a parent is not helping like you want to, it's difficult helping a child that the parents doesn't seem to be involved in. Or in a situation whereby you're trying to help a child get better and the parents are really not giving into it, or they are seeing the situation as not as bad as you are saying it, or at the same time if they are not even available at all. Some parents will tell you that leave the child. When he's grown, he will get settled in whatever you want him or her to get settled. Meanwhile, you as a teacher, you understand the pupil's strengths. You know this child can well do better than what he or she is doing at the moment. So it's frustrating sometimes when the parents are not giving as much support as you want. Another factor is sometimes the management of itself. The school management, yes, the school management. Now that God help us in Nigeria, we have different school sectors that are coming up just for businesses.
Yes.
But we have some that are really called into the education field. Those schools whereby if I were to work in a school where the sole aim of the establishment is just to make profits, I might have to leave after some time. And the reason is that the person that owns the school, if the person is not giving as much support as you expect,
because obviously it's a business for the
yes,
people, so they do not prioritize education,
yes,
over business.
Yes. In a situation where I'm trying to make the management team know that this child needs more attention from me, I will have to be spending extra time with this child. If they're saying no, the school closes by 3, everything you have to do must be done by 3, that's frustrating again.
Because that means that you don't really have enough
time.
To be able to
Meanwhile, I'm just doing it out of my own free will because I see a life, I see a nation builder out of that particular pupil.
Drop your comments and questions on our Facebook page. You can follow us on Twitter and on Instagram. So can you communicate this to the parents? Is it possible for you to now have private lessons? Because sometimes you really can't go against the structure of the organization that you work with. But is it possible for teachers to be able to create, because I remembered when I was in primary school, I lagged behind in mathematics very badly. I wasn't good. And my parents were worried because in other subjects, I seemed to be, I just didn't like maths. And I didn't like the maths teacher, so which made it worse. But then there was another teacher that I really liked in school. So the teacher actually came to my parents and said that he would organize private lessons for me and some other kids that like him. Do you understand? So we just have to pay a bit. And honestly speaking, for the first time ever, I got an A in maths.
Wow.
That's exactly
wow.
my father's face when he saw it. Wow. So I'm thinking, is there a way teachers can find a way around the system that doesn't really encourage them being the teachers that they need to be? Is there a way you can find a way around that system and get to the children? Because at the end of the day, it's the children.
It is.
So is there a way that, you being a teacher with your experience, do you think that there is a way that you can bypass, not totally ignoring, but create another structure to help these kids?
When you love a child, there is always a way. Even if it means you have to pursue the parents, especially if the parents are seeing that particular challenge. If they are not seeing it as a challenge, like you are seeing it as a challenge, yes, then it's a problem. But when you love a particular child as an educator and you want to see that child get better, there's been times that I had to send mails upon mails, home visits, calls, just because of one particular pupil, because I could see the parents were thinking that the child wasn't just ready, that he was an unready learner. But I was seeing the child from the perspective of the fact that he wasn't getting enough home attention. I couldn't explain those things to the parents because they were having domestic problems at that moment. But what I did was that I had to make the child understand the fact that I love you. Not just because I want you to have A's, but because I see something big that others might not see. As a matter of fact, at some point, the child was even getting surprised. I'm like, what do you want? And I told him, what I want is, I just want you to be the best that you can be. Without comparing him to any other child in the class. Some other educators would have said, I want you to be like Nathan, or I want you to be like Ethan in the class. But what I did was that I just made the child know that I just want you to thrive. Okay, so in doing that, what I had to do was that I would like to see him. So one of those days he came to school and I made him understand that this is what I'm seeing in this particular boy. And I need you to just give me 1 hour.
Extra.
1 hour extra with him for the next 3 weeks. The man was impressed. I didn't even charge. That I just want this, and I got it. So there are times that a teacher will have to go take extra miles, and till now my name is still a label in their house because I made an impact in that child, and I was satisfied. It gave me joy because now when the boy calls me, be like, when am I going to see you? When am I going to see you? When am I going to see you? So teachers can actually do extra if they really want to.
You mentioned something about comparisons. It's actually the next question I wanted to ask. Is it good to compare children against each other? Because I personally don't like it. I feel I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But is it good to compare a child against the other in school, at home?
It is very wrong.
Why?
It is very wrong. It is demoralizing. That particular child will start seeing himself or herself as the odd one, and that begins to affect the esteem. And there are even worse cases whereby that child will see the other person that you're using as an example for him or her as a threat.
Okay.
In cases whereby, extreme cases anyway, whereby that child will try harming the other one that you're using as an example. But basically it is wrong. Each child has their individuality, they have their uniqueness, and at the same time, children have their seasons also. There are some children that... yes, seasons of becoming better in whatever they want to once they get ready for it. They have their readiness season. That's what I mean. There are times that some pupils at inception, they are just ready. They just keep learning like that. But there are times that there are also some that once they enter year one, that's basic one, they just start, they get ready, and then you just begin to wonder, how come this child all through the nursery periods, he was so this, he was that, but now he's just gotten that child is ready at that particular moment. It could also be based on moral advice, assistance, love, support from people that the child respects. But generally it is wrong to compare children among themselves because they have their uniqueness. What this person can do, this person might not be able to do.
I totally agree.
Yes.
I totally agree. And in Africa, we have this
factor
thing where if you compare the child, then the child will want to become better. But ultimately, we know that those things don't really work out that way.
They don't at all. They don't.
Now, when it comes to a child's performance, and you just said now that there are seasons, but then the child is delayed. Some parents expect every child to be the same. You have 5 siblings and one person from cradle, they are good to go. And then someone is as slow as maybe they get to basic 4 before their season arrives. But at what age should a parent become very concerned about the child's performance academically? If they don't get into their seasons, because a lot of parents are probably hearing about seasons for the first time, like me, because I was surprised. So at what age should a parent become concerned about their child's performance? Okay, before I answer that, I would like to say this first, that it's a lot easier for those children to arrive at their different times once the attention that they need at home and in school is there. Okay. Yes, I'll state that first. But generally, once a child is 6, 7, at that particular time when he or she should have started reading, combining words together. Okay. And nothing seems to be happening, and it's still difficult for that child to recognize some letters or to even put 3 letters together rather to make a word. That's a problem. Okay. So there are some basic things that children should know that will pick up on time, like we said earlier. But there are also some that you will notice that they are trying to, but they've not caught up yet. What you need to do at that moment is give them more time. Give them more time, and at the same time, do not stop the process of trying to make them get better in that particular aspect. Once the love needed in school and at home is there, everything is fine. But when a child is in a tensed classroom, where the teacher makes the child feel like you are the only odd one, why must I work extra time on you? That class, that educator is not healthy for that child. Because I used to have a particular pupil that when I started teaching him, I started telling him things like, the reason I came to this class is because of you. And he was like, really? I said, yes, I came to this class because of you. He said, why? I said, because I like you. He said, you like me? What do you like about me? I had to go extra mile to learn how to play football because of this boy. Because there are times that he would tell me things like, my dad told me he was so busy during the weekend, he couldn't play football. Meanwhile, the others were saying things like, we played football, he had fun. That particular action of not playing football during the weekend could affect his day, because there has been several times that it affected an entire week. So what I normally tell him is that finish your work on time today, and guess what, I'll play football with you. So the first time he dared me, he tried me, said, okay, let's see, will you really do it? If I was so impressed. I've been working with him for the past 6 weeks. I've not seen anything as sharp as he was that day. And by the time he finished, within a brief amount of time he was done with his work, I took him downstairs during the recess time and we played football. You needed to see what happened the next day. The next day he came to school, I'm ready to write. Can we start writing now? So those are things. It takes doing the extra things that they won't really get from everybody. And sometimes some teachers would think that child is just being difficult. No. They just need to relax and find out exactly
what that child really likes.
Yes. One of the things I've learned today is that every child is unique.
Every child is
And
unique.
sometimes your teaching skills
Matters
has
a
to
lot.
be different from
Yes,
almost every
yes,
child in your class.
yes.
All right, so on a final note, what advice do you have for parents listening to you today?
One of the major things I want parents to just do is relax with your kids. Allow them be while you're still trying to help them. But most importantly, ensure that you're giving them the amount of love that they need, because there's really no amount of love that you give to your child that is a waste. But at the same time, also make sure that the person that is handling your child in school is a very positive person. Truth be told, we have different kinds of educators.
Will they be able to influence the class their child gets into?
You might not be able to influence the class your child gets into, but you will be able to monitor some things that are being done if it is not done well. Yes, monitoring is important, but you can only monitor when you are available. For example, when your child comes back from school and is telling you things like, my educator said this about me, you might not react immediately in front of that child, but you can follow up through a simple call. I'm sorry, Mrs. Tola, I was told you said this about my child. Is it true? And whatever the response is, be as calm as possible, because no educator wants to deal with any difficult parents. Having to work with the children and the teamwork, the teamwork is enough problem for that educator. But to not add a difficult parent to it, that's a lot of headache. So as much as possible, even the difficult educators sometimes try to calm down a lot of times when the parents are very, very supportive. So as much as possible, my advice for you is allow your children, give them the amount of love that they need. Do not compare, please. Children can be sweeter than you can ever imagine. It just depends on the amount of time that you give to them.
You know
so
what?
That's just it.
I had so much fun talking with you today.
Thank
you.
you.
The energy you brought, the information, your knowledge, it is very, very obvious.
Thank you.
That you are an educator.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
I hope you come again if we ask you to.
Of course I will. I'm all yours.
Wow. Look, I didn't want the interview to end, and I'm sure you guys I'm sure you were glued to the screen like I was glued to her beautiful face listening to her. One of the things that I picked though that I think every mom should listen to is your children are never the same. You cannot use the technique you use for the first for the second. And another thing is go to their school. You shouldn't be too busy to monitor the performance of your child in school. And number 3, be calm when you're speaking with the educators. You just might get a lot more when you're not too emotional in your outbursts and your feedback about how they teach your child. Thank you so much.
Welcome to Kids and Mom. My name is Stokes. On today's episode, I'll be sharing with you helping your child to develop their reading ability. Yes, you heard me, helping your child to develop their reading ability. So number 1, get the reading materials. I mean the books that your child wants to read. Yes, you could take them to the library so that they can have a good selection of books available, or you could go to a friend's place and do like a book swap. I do that a lot. I also go to the library as well with my children. So there is no right and wrong. What you want is an involvement with your child in this process, and getting them involved by either going to the library to pick the books or doing a book swap with friends is the number 1 step in the right direction to improving their reading ability. Number 2, provide a time. Yes, provide a time. You need to schedule it in. If you want it to work, then you need to put it in the routine. Your child needs to know that by 2 o'clock or by 5 o'clock, I'm reading X, Y, Z. And so that would help them and prepare them in anticipation of this book that you have already gotten from the library. Number 3, the atmosphere. The atmosphere for reading for someone who is not really a book person needs to be cool, calm. It needs to be ambient so that they can concentrate and they can take their time. Another key thing to note as well is that for someone who is trying to get into reading, is that you can guide them by saying you're just reading a chapter or you're just reading a few pages, maybe 3 pages, 4 pages, 5 pages, and you can increase it from day to day in terms of how much they are enjoying it. But more than ever, you need to create the atmosphere for reading so that they can enjoy it. You want to make it pleasurable, you want to make it fun. You know, people like to do things that put a smile on their face, people like to do things that make them happy, and so it's the same with children as well. So provide the right atmosphere for them to enjoy reading. Number 4, discuss what they are reading. So now they've read chapter 1 and 2 and perhaps the whole book. Now would be a good time to ask your child, what are you reading? Tell me about it. What is the good? You know, what's the bad? What's the ugly? What have you learned from it? What are you going to implement? That gets your child to think about what they've read and also how they can apply it in their life. Because you know what, for every story, there is always a lesson, you know, to do or not to do. So it's very important that after your child has read their book, that you have a conversation about what they have learned. And if you're like me, you take it a step further and ask them to do a summary. Yes, you heard me, a summary of the book. So every time they read a chapter, they could do a summary, or after they finish reading the whole book, you ask them to write the summary of the book and tell them to include similes and metaphors and, you know, allegories, just to improve their vocabulary. Those are fun things and it will help them, trust me, it will help them to improve their reading ability. Number 5, ask questions about the book. Get involved in their reading. Don't just leave them to their devices and say, oh, they are reading right now, that's amazing. No. Get involved and ask questions about the book as well. And so the last, and by no means the least, be a role model. Do you read? Yes, you. Do you read? Yes, it's very important that you practice what you preach. So if you want your child to read and get better at reading, then you need to be a book reader as well. And that's all I have time for today on Kids and Mom. Till I come back again. Bye for now.
Wow, what a show! What a show! Today was awesome. We had so much fun. I had a great time. I'm sure you had a great time. And I'm sure the moms watching today had a great time as well. I mean, I want to say a big thank you to our interview, to our guest today. She was fantastic. Everything we learned today was top-notch information. So to welcome you again, same station, same time, I want to say a very big thank